Good morning, everyone. I'm Dave. Welcome back to the wee hours where I suffer from periodic bouts of insomnia and play games to pass the time. Today, we are going to start playing Bounty Train, a fun little game that I just picked up, just came out recently, and I've been having a lot of fun test driving it. So let's start a new game. And we'll do the campaign mode, so we have a little bit of story here. We'll keep the difficulty at normal. We can do free game, which is just sort of, do what you feel, sort of sandboxy, do whatever the heck you like kind of thing. But let's go with the story. Let's keep it at campaign. Let's keep the difficulty at normal. And the only other change that I made in the settings was I changed the measurements from metric to imperial, because I don't do metric, and nobody does metric in America. I remember being taught the metric system as a very small child in school in the 70s when we thought we were going to do that. And then we as a country just stood up and said no to the metric system. And I think that's one of our shining moments in the United States of America. We just said, you know what? We're not doing the metric system. So I did change that back to imperial, or as they call it here, American. So this is at its base, it's a trading game. Buy low, sell high is the gist of this. And I love trading games. I absolutely love them. I don't often do them on the channel, or indeed at all until now, because I don't know how interesting that is for you, the viewer, to watch. But this has got some story to it, and there's some other stuff going on. There's going to be some combat. There's going to be some, sort of strategy to speak of. So I think this has got a little bit more going on than your average simple trading game. But let's click on Jeremiah down here. He's kind of our storyteller. We're off in the corner. We're Walter Reed. We're over here on our little train. But let's start with Jeremiah. Good afternoon, Walter. My name is Jeremiah Sullivan Black. I used to take care of your father's legal concerns. I'm the one who addressed you regarding his unfortunate demise. Our father is dead. I don't really care. Let's ask about my railroad. Yes, give me my railroad company information. Your father was a stockholder of the National Pacific Railroad Company, the same company that's building the first transcontinental railroad intended to connect the east and west coasts of the United States. Major governmental project, correct? And according to your father's vision, the railroad should be short and relatively inexpensive to construct. Well, obviously, he doesn't know government contracting very well. However, his associate, Mr. Cornelius Tilly. So Cornelius Tilly plans to construct a lengthier route to bloat expenses and secure greater financing from the government. That sounds like a government contract. Well, that does seem logical, but if the railroad construction takes the longer route, it shall traverse Indian lands, inevitably causing confrontations and bringing death and suffering to many people. I'm talking hundreds or even thousands of victims. I require your help to avert this. Well, let's not waste time. Let's not even ask about our father. Let's not waste time. I do appreciate your business sense. Right now, I need you to deliver a cargo to Mr. Quincy, who is a clerk in Boston. And you can see up here, we're up in Portland, Maine, by the way. So yeah, we're north of there. He will help us with the license we need to travel the Boston-New York line. In exchange, I promise to help him with the shipping. As for the Portland-Boston license, I've already taken care of that. I understand. I will get started right away. So yes, we can immediately go to the map as the tooltips are telling us to do. There will be some tutorial tooltips that are going to keep popping up because we are in the initial stage of this. I test drove this for about a couple of hours before I recorded this, so I've got a decent grip on the opening part of this. So yes, this is us down here, Walter Reed, and we've got our little train. Right now, we don't have much of a train. We have basically an engine and a storage container for cargo and whatnot, and that's it. We have no other parts of our train. So what we're going to want to do right now is, in fact, go to our map. We're going to want to get this started and at least do these first few missions. Obviously, we can see here, left-click to unlock this railroad. So we already have the license for that. We were just told that. So that is unlocked now. You can see all of these other locations, all of these railroads are locked up. We're going to need to purchase licenses or make other arrangements to be able to use these rail lines. We can't go to Cleveland right now. There's all sorts of locks in the way between here and Cleveland. The only thing we can do is go to Boston. So we click on Boston, and we can see it's 78 miles away. It's going to take us 1 day and 7 hours to get there, and that travel time is going to be important later as we start to do things like take passengers or take city contracts. We need to know how long it's going to take to get there because we will be under the crunch time-wise. Yes, click travel, I know that. Here's how much coal we're going to need, and here's how much it's going to consume. So Different engines are more efficient than others. Ours is kind of a clunker. It's not a great engine. We're going to be looking to upgrade that as soon as possible for many reasons that we'll go over as we go along. But yeah, let's just get started by traveling to Boston. And there goes our train. Choo-choo to Boston. Okay, I probably shouldn't do that again. Well, I'm going to say I promise I won't do that again. I can't promise I won't do that again. I hope the delivery for Mr. Quincy is going well. In the meantime, I've been speaking with the clerk from the City Hall of Portland. I have assured him that you are the person he can count on, and the city is now prepared to offer you some commercial contracts. This should help earn money for our venture. If you fail, it would be the expense of your good reputation, and they may no longer consider your services. Don't let me down. Okay, I will not let you down. So let's go to City Hall and finish this quick quest. Mr. Jeremiah Black instructed me to deliver some goods to you. The cargo has arrived. Feel free to unload it. Splendid. My friend Jeremiah has not let me down. I will tell him I'm Walter Reed. I have no particular reason to lie to this guy. I've never met him before in my life. I heard about this grave occurrence. Please accept my condolences. I hope you shall be able to figure it all out. In order to help you, I can provide you with Boston's cargo contracts. They're quite lucrative. Great. Thank you. I will definitely look into that. Thank you for your assistance. So, we can now go to City Hall, and we have all these contracts on the left-hand side. So we could say deliver 3 units of cotton to New York. That's a contract we could do for $200. And that's not a small amount of money. You can see up in the corner here, we only have $73. So $200 is nothing to sneeze at. However, we don't have the license to go to New York yet. Now, we may be able to purchase that license with just flat-out cash. I'd have to look at the lock on there, but we don't even, it's unlikely we'd be able to afford it. So the one place we know we can go is Portland. And we can get a contract to deliver 2 units of food to Portland. That'll get us $130. It's not a huge amount of money, but let's check how long we've got to do that. 3 days and 21 hours. If we can't do it in 3 days and 21 hours, there's going to be pretty severe penalties. We're actually going to lose $260, and our reputation in both Boston and Portland will go down. What I am going to do is make sure there is actually food in the market before we do that. But what we're going to need to do first is actually, go to Portland. So these people, I don't suppose you want to go to Portland, do you? No, you need to get to Utica. There are passengers on the railway station who will, pay us money to go places. That's kind of what passengers do. So, there's that. But neither of these people are going anywhere that we're going. So let's go back to Portland. We are still too early on to actually access the market at this point. We'll just kind of blow through these tutorials and do that so we can open the game up a little bit more. So, traveling to Portland, and it's going to take 1 day and 6 hours. That's fine. Off our little train goes. This guy keeps cutting down the same tree in the same house. It's kind of funny every single time. Jeremiah, let's check in with you. Is everything okay with the cargo delivery? It sure is. Now the way to New York is open. We need to get there together, and believe me, riding in a cargo carriage is not the way. Time to get money for a passenger carriage. How can I earn money? Well, we can accept contracts from City Hall, or we can buy and sell goods. I do kind of have a handle on that, Jeremiah, so I'll sort of do the tutorial myself. And now the market is opened up. Fantastic. Now the market is opened up. So we can now go Portland, Boston, New York. Great. Let's see. We're going to be hitting Boston first, so we'll go to the market. So on our train station here, all the stuff up here on the, loading area, the dock, it's not really a dock, but whatever they call a dock in a train station, is the stuff that I can buy in Portland. And we can move that down to our cargo carriage to, buy it, basically, and we'll take it to another city and sell it. That's kind of what a trading game is. So we've got up here, we have tools, we have coal, we have tobacco, and we have oil. No food, so we'll have to think about that other contract. We may have a look at City Hall here before we leave and see if there's anything we can pick up on the way. The one setting in terms of just basic efficiency that I've done is we need coal to keep the train going. So every time we stop off at a station, we want to load up on coal to keep ourselves going. And, it's fuel. We need coal to keep the train moving. What I've done is I've set the coal to auto buy, so I don't have to micromanage my fuel. It will just automatically top off our coal resources on each station that we hit. It's just going to save a lot of time in micromanagement. Now, we can buy more coal, but we don't really need to. With auto buy, it's just going to take care of what we need. So, obviously, a trading game, buy low, sell high. And over here is where we've got our buying and selling prices. So, I can see here, if I took, what are we set up on? Cotton, which they don't actually have. Let's pick something we've got. So, tobacco, which we can buy in Portland. We can buy it for 18, we can take it to Boston and sell it for 25. These prices are not 100% fixed because we don't have accurate market prices. What will happen later is we'll get newspaper subscriptions in these cities, and that will give us much more accurate prices. So we believe we can make about, well, mid-20s on the price there. That's good. That's a profit, but it's not great. How about oil? Oil's much better. Can buy it at 21, and we can sell it for, let's assume, around 48 to 50 by the time we get there. So oil, however, is quite heavy. We're not going to be able to take much of it because our train can only pull so much. So I'm going to actually bring that down a little bit. Yeah, let's get 4 units of oil. 4 units of oil. Yeah, our little engine can only handle so much, so when we get into stuff like moving, say, loads of steel, those are going to be super, super heavy, and we're not going to be able to carry much of it at all until we upgrade our engine or buy a new one. So that's enough of that. That's enough of me talking. Let's get back to Boston and sell that oil. Off we go to Boston. And off we arrive in Boston. Off we arrive? That's not really exactly how I wanted that phrase to go. Come back into the Boston market, and now we can sell our oil, and we'll make a profit of 108. That's pretty good. We did well on that. That's a nice little chunk of change there. Now we have to go to New York, but we can't go to New York until we get the passenger carriage because Jeremiah is a bit of a ponce and he won't travel in the cargo carriage. He's got to have a passenger carriage. So what we're going to need to do is do a lot of quick trading back and forth between Boston and Portland to get, well, at least $400, and then we'll actually see what the carriage is going to cost us. So now that we're in Boston, what have we got here? Oh, weapons. Okay, good time to talk about contraband. So let's go back to the map screen. And we will see in Boston, if you see down at the bottom the red word, contraband is weapons. So apparently they're perfectly willing to sell me weapons, but I can't bring weapons into the city. I could not say buy weapons in Portland and bring them to Boston. That would be contraband, although ironically they're willing to sell them. Maybe they're just trying to get them out of the city. In New York, the contraband is alcohol, so we couldn't bring alcohol into New York. But Portland has no contraband, so we can absolutely purchase those weapons if we can get a good price in Portland for them. Again, check up here, see what the prices are doing, go to weapons. We'll make an okay profit. We're not going to make no profit. Buy at 111, sell at 133. That's not bad, but I think we can do better than that. How about just straight up food? How do you guys feel about food? Do you need some food? Where does food live? There it is. Again, a moderate profit, but not great. Is that one jewelry? Yeah, jewelry. How about jewelry? Oh, yeah, there's our winner right there. Yeah, there's the winner. Buy at 87, sell at 173. Yeah, let's, we're not going to be able to afford much of it, but let's move that in. Yeah, we'll take those 2 pieces, and that'll leave us, hopefully, enough to buy coal to actually get up there. But yeah, Portland, here we go. Off to Portland. Let's go sell some jewelry in Portland. Okay, to the market. Sell our jewelry. Oh, good profit there. Wow, great profit. Yeah, 202 profit on that. That's fantastic. That's almost, yeah, we're actually over 400 right now, but I want a little bit of a buffer zone before we start blowing all our money on silly things like, you know, passenger carriages. Oh, okay. Wait until opening hours. Yeah, we can speed up time here. There's a time speedy up button there. I don't often use it because I don't need to, but you can just jack time up. So, City Hall. Got any good contracts? Say going to Boston? That would be great. Nothing going to Boston. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I was hoping for a real quick run there, but let's just do one quick back and forth, Boston to Portland. We've got, what, more jewelry. Well, we know that's not going to sell well. How about tools? Tools is pretty good. Yeah. Buy at 75, sell at 103. Anything that might be better. Tobacco, that's nice and light. We could carry a lot of that. And that's not a terrible profit either. It's actually almost the same ratio of profit. Yeah, and the tobacco is going to be lighter. We can carry more of it. So let's get... Well, we only have 5 cargo spots, so we'll take the 5. There we go. And you can see our cargo is full. We have no more spots for that. And let's get our butts back to Boston, where they sell weapons, but they won't buy them. A little odd. Yeah, he's still cutting that same tree in the left-hand corner there. Just keeps going up and down every day. Market. Sell our cotton. Yeah, nice little $50 profit. That's fine. Okay, that brings us up to $439. I'm feeling a little better about that. We'll go ahead and... well, we've got the $400, obviously, but we'll go ahead and look at purchasing the passenger cab now. But as we're going, we have to go back to... wait. Is Jeremiah here or in Portland? He's in Portland. Okay. I do often forget where people are. So if we're going back to Portland, we may as well take something. Now, jewelry did pretty well the last time, and still looking pretty good on the jewelry. Prices fluctuate and change like any good trading game. So yeah, let's go back to Portland and sell off our jewelry. Now, when I read the reviews on this on Steam, the reviews were somewhat mixed. But the detrimental reviews, the negative reviews, were all saying it's too easy, it's too simple, there's not enough... It's not enough complicated stuff, basically. A lot of people, I guess, want really complex, complicated games. I don't mind that, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with a simple game if it's fun, and I think this is fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I know it's just... At this point, it's just back and forth trading, but, you know, the game does expand beyond this. You're just getting your feet wet at this point. Let's sell our jewelry. Oh, look at that profit. $368 profit. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yeah, we could definitely afford that passenger carriage now. All right, let's check in with Jeremiah. There he is. Hi, I've got the money for the carriage. And where do I get this carriage? I know where to get this carriage. Each city has a depot where you can buy different carriages and locomotives. If your train is broken, it can be repaired at the depot. Thank you. So now we can go over to the depot, and we can buy and sell bits of our train, which is really neat. So let's see what they've got for sale. They have a small passenger carriage, and obviously that's $400. That was the whole point of this quest. But we also have a small caboose. We're going to need that sooner rather than later, actually. An extra small caboose. We have another cargo carriage, which would not be the worst thing in the world. If we can start to build up our cargo capacity, and that is all they have for sale? Okay. This changes and fluctuates, too, so they have different inventory if you keep coming back. It's always worth checking the depot to see if there's anything cool in here. But let's just go ahead and get the quest moving and buy our passenger carriage. Just a neat little drag and drop. That's all we got to do. Yep. Buy the small passenger carriage. Now, let's say I wanted to run real light, and I wanted to take off the passenger carriage. Like, look, I'm just going to do cargo for a little bit, and actually just store it right here, and come back to Portland and get it later. So that's neat. You know, you don't have to do anything super complicated. You just drag and drop it to the next rail, and it'll be here when you get back, which is fun. All right, we've got our passenger carriage. We can go back and check in with Jeremiah now that he has a comfortable place to sit. Yep, here's your passenger carriage. Get your butt in here. Oh, all right, off to New York. Now we've got 2 stops to make. So, like any good trading game, we want to be efficient. We want to buy something in Portland and take it to Boston, sell it there. Then we want to buy something in Boston and take it to New York. All about the profit. So, what's going to do well in Boston? Did we do tools? Was that doing well? Yeah, tools was the big winner in Boston. So, let's grab some of those. I have just enough to afford this. Let's make sure we got enough money for coal. So, yeah. Drop that down to 4 pieces of tools. And go to Boston to sell those. Off we go. And he's good. Oh, he's already chopped. Yep, there goes the tree again. There goes the tree again. The same tree. Up and down all day. And let's sell off the tools. There we go. And how much are we making? A nice little $112 profit. Not bad at all. Good night's work there. Now, well, we don't know what the prices are in New York yet because we haven't been there. So this is a total crapshoot. I don't know what's going to sell well. My best case scenario is that hopefully we can just break even. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get lucky to pick something that makes a good profit. We do know, however, we can take weapons to New York. Again, Boston will sell weapons, but they won't buy them. But in New York, alcohol is the contraband. Is that alcohol, by the way? It is alcohol. All right. So let's... What are weapons going for here? What are weapons going for? Where did weapons go? Weapons. There they are. 111 here. And I noticed the prices are coming down in Portland, probably because we're saturating the market. We've done 2 runs of weapons to Portland. Portland is well armed at this point, so the prices have dropped. Let's just do this. Do 2 pieces of weapons, just to justify our trip to New York, and hopefully weapons will do okay. If we take a little bit of a loss, well, it's still early game, so now we need to unlock this. Yep, here are the necessary documents. Don't need to pay it. So New York, off we go. How long is that going to take? Almost 2 days. Yeah, wait a minute. It was 2 days. It said 1 day and 24 hours. That's 2 days, game. Are you going to New York? I have an urgent letter to my relative who lives in New York. Can you deliver it to him? Yeah, I can give him the letter. How did you just flag down a moving train on the track to give me a letter? Oh, minigame time. The task is urgent. You have almost no time left to reach the station. Go as fast as you can to finish this. Good luck. I am ready. So we've got to do a little minigame here to get the train moving. So, Walter, you need to start shoveling coal as soon as it says, 3, 2, 1, go here. Yep, I'm doing that. Go and do that. Go and do that. Okay, off Walter goes, shoveling coal. Sorry for that little bit of a break there. I had to remind myself of mechanics. And we pump up the pressure in the steam gauge, and then we've got this boost valve, which is on a cooldown. But let's jack up the speed on this thing. We got 485 yards. And we're just going to keep that pressure cranked up until we start to hit the red zone there. And then let's just back it off, back it off, back it off. Let's not have the train explode. Yep, I know. Pull the power bar. Got that. The brake is over here. We won't be engaging that anytime in the near future. No. Full steam ahead. Literally, full steam ahead. Yes, pressure gauge. Yep. No, we're fine. We're fine. We're not in the red zone. We got a long time for that cooldown to come off. Although there are perks we can take later. I noticed that Walter is ready to level up, and we'll talk about leveling up and all that stuff in a second. But let's just have 310 yards. Come on. Come on. Oh, goodness. How about that boost valve? How about that cooldown? Can we get that? I'd love to get that. We're damaging our train by moving this quickly. All right, let's back it off. Let's back it off. We are actually damaging the train. All those little numbers coming up is that we are wrecking our train by moving this quickly. Oh, we got the boost valve cooldown. Let's jack that up. We're almost there, about 150 yards. Keep it moving, Walter. Keep shoveling coal. I think we'll be okay. I think we're going to make this just fine. 85 yards to go. No problem. I can pump the pressure up a little tiny bit. Little bit. Does not seem to be damaging the train, so that's good. All these little green arcs are his field of vision. If we were in combat, that would mean a lot more than it does now. Yes, we have victory. Yay! And we arrive in New York. So yeah, a little mini game there of time crunch, get the train moving, get where you need to be going kind of thing. Okay, we got a lot going on here. So we can get rid of that, get rid of that. I would be totally okay. The only mechanic that I'm not a fan of is when quests are completed, they still hang out in the quest log. Like, we've done all of this. So we can now talk to Jeremiah. Now I need to go and get the paperwork in order. Meanwhile, I would strongly recommend visiting the post office to subscribe to the local newspaper. New York is a very big and important city, and this subscription will give us crucial insight into the city's economy. I will absolutely do that right after I hit the market and see what those weapons are going to go for. How did we do on that? Oh, it took a little bit of a loss. Okay, it was a crapshoot. It was a total gamble as to what was going to sell well here, and it's not a big loss. We almost basically broke even, so that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so let's get out of there, back to the station. Let's go... Yeah, let's actually go to the post office, and we will subscribe to the newspaper. New York Market News at $18 a month. That's fine. That will give us much more accurate prices. You can get vague prices without the newspaper, but the newspaper will give you more accuracy and consistency in terms of your pricing. So, our next move is we got to talk to Jeremiah one more time. Everything is in order. Here's your 4% of the company shares along with some money. Really? All of this and I only own 4%. That's a little bit disheartening, Jeremiah. Now we need to find your brothers and sister. Okay, we've got a plot now. They have shares as well. We have a powerful and ruthless opponent who, for the purposes of this entire playthrough, will be known as Cornelius Tilly, because I can't pronounce his last name. So Tilly, and he will try to everything to get the shares before we do. Now you have your shares and your locomotive. Is there anything else I can do for you? Do you know where my siblings are? Robert was here a few weeks ago. He was going to Buffalo. You could try and catch him there. Okay. No, that's good. I'm good. I'm out. So now we've got our little share scale. We own 4%, and Tilly with the beard owns 6%. And obviously, we want to change that scale in our favor. So finding our siblings who also have shares is probably a good way to go with that. That is probably a good place to call it for right now. And then next time we'll kind of pick this up and make some money and maybe find some of our siblings, or who knows what's going to happen. It's kind of neat like that. I dig this game. This is fun, and I hope it's fun for you to watch. Please let me know if it is. Or if it isn't, if this is the worst thing you've ever seen me do, let me know. But if you're enjoying it, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what people think of this, because I haven't done a trading game on this channel, so I'm interested on your opinions. Until next time, I'm Dave. Thank you, as always, for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time.